All right, call Haloyim Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock, and shalom and salutation to you brothers out here that push the words of truth and sincerity of Rapal mouth. And a quick hit, this one. This is on the Andrew Tate versus Piers Morgan interview. You go somewhere around, I think the 6-minute mark. I could be way wrong. I think here it says a minute and 1 hour, 14 minutes. Either way, inside this guy Andrew Tate, for those that don't know, he's like one of the top Google guys of 2022. Top Google people of 2022, at the top of the list over Elon Musk, over Kim Kardashian, Trump, so forth and so on. So he's popular right now, and he's popular amongst men for giving that alpha speech, giving that how to be a man speech, giving a lot of good tips and practical knowledge on how to get yourself right and why you shouldn't put your energy into women, which is a lot of it is scriptural. Now, he subscribes to Islam, so he's a Muslim, but he also mentions and referencing Christianity in the Bible, and religion in general, right? He claims to be a religious man. Now, Piers Morgan backs him down into a corner, pulling up a clip in which he mentioned that, he believes that the father gives the daughter over to the husband as a possession. That's all he said, and that's all he had to back up. But this man ran, he ran from that position. Now I guess that he's a public figure and getting more money, he has to be more choosy with his words to appease, and PC culture is starting to bite at him. And he lost his balance and he tipped over. Now, if he's going to regain from that remark, basically backing off of a woman is not a possession, then if you're going to regain from that, all you got to do is go back into the scriptures, go back into where you get that from. See, this worldly knowledge is one thing. PC culture and all of that's worldly for you to submit to the knowledge of the times, right? But the scriptures is in eternal wisdom. It's eternal. It was here before, it's here now, and it'll be here after. But very few pick up on it now. So Tate, being that he's proclaimed a religious man, should have stood his ground, but he didn't. And when Piers asked him about that comment, or women of possession, he backed off it. He says, I believe that the father hands over to the daughter in marriage, or something like that. And now this is not the nitpick. The man got a lot of great points, and he's always going to more than likely have some great points as long as he stays in this frame. But he got it from religion. And that's where we get our points. If anybody ever comes and asks us why we believe these things, we got to go back to what our religion says, what our understanding is on our religion, what the religion wants us to understand, what the scriptures of the Bible wants us to understand. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, in the Bible, 36:24, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Yes, the wife first belonged to the father. She goes from having her father's last name to having your last name as her husband. The father, even in ceremonial, ritualistically, in marriage, he walks up down her in the aisle during a wedding, right? And then passes her off, figuratively, right, and physically to the husband, who will now put a ring, whatever, so forth and so on. That's modern day. Even in modern day, the elements of possession are still there. However, in the ancient world, it was much more obvious. For instance, if a man just took himself a wife, and you know what I mean by taking him a wife, right? Didn't ask anyone for it, anyone. He just did it. He would have to pay a dowry to the father, right? Something around, I believe, the lines of what $20,000 is today, but it was a certain amount of shekels, right? Real golds or real silver. And he would have to pay the father for that, all right? Now, whenever you pay for anything, it is considered a possession. But like I said, those parts of the tradition of weddings and marriage has been done away with. New laws, Isaiah 10:1. He decreed unrighteous decrees, this man Esau, when he began to rule over us. So a lot of our ways and customs and practices were whitewashed and lost during this history of slavery. However, we're now using this time to come back to that. So he that getteth the wife beginneth a possession. That's why it's your fault if something happens to her. That's why people blame you if she's not doing what she's supposed to do. That's why you get the blame if she goes off a whoring, and it makes a blot on your houses and families, structures, and nations, and towns all had reputations, and you couldn't destroy that by having an unruly wife. You can actually destroy your family name that way. So as you go into some of the verses I have up here, where in the Bible does it say that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing? Proverbs 18:22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. Once in a lifetime speaks to that very passage. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So it's a good thing. And you obtain the favor of the Lord when you find a wife. But a wife should be a certain type of way. How, let's read a virtuous woman. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. That's from Proverbs 31. Her price is far above rubies. Why would a woman have a price? Because she's measurable and quantitatively measurable. Because she is a possession. She becomes a part of that man's household. And there are certain duties that the man has to do towards his wife, if she is even a wife in the first place. Meaning if she does her duties. What are a wife's duties according to the Bible? In Ephesians 5:33, the Bible commands wives to respect their husbands. This means revering, which means fair. No word around that. So we get the word reverend. Reverend means fearful. It says admiring and honoring their husbands. A good wife values her husband's opinions, admires his values and character, and is considerate of his needs, such as need for self-confidence and the need to be needed. Most women today don't even think about these things. They don't even begin to have a conversation within themselves to give him what he needs and help him with his self-confidence. They want you to come like Superman from the moment you walk through the door. And that's not realistic. That's not scriptural at all. That's just modern day. Now for the brothers who was out here searching up and down, high and low, man, don't worry. You know, the Most High, if he wants to provide you a wife, he will. And, you know, and when you do, there are certain duties. It says provide for your wife. You do this by modeling godly character, by praying with her. You could just pray for her. You know, it says by spending time together in the Lord's word. And this is more of a Christianity background. You can teach your woman, or you can choose not to teach your woman, because her salvation, if you are a man of the Lord, will come through you, all right, and your prayer and your steadfastness, unless you have Lot's wife. Remember Lot's wife. So just understand, if Lot, all right, that just man, his wife turned back pretty much because she feared she was missing out, or she wanted to be back home. So that's the concept of the woman having to be eager and willing to leave the old person behind, leave these old philosophies and an old way of mind behind, and attach her mind to your vibration, your life goals, your passion, your understanding of things, not to be combative at home, so forth and so on. Paul also mentioned in 1 Corinthians 7, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto his wife due benevolence, meaning provide for her financially, sexually, so forth and so on. And likewise also the wife unto the husband. There shouldn't be no, you can't have no box today, so forth and so on. But more importantly, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. So think about that before you go out here and you slinging and dinging and trying to grab something up and grab that virtuous wife. It's better for you not even to have. Consider that as an option as well. Shalom. Abarat Dazah, this is edifying.